Resentment can grow quietly without much warning after a storm. Mushrooms can too. Shiitake?
I'll watch it with subtitles.
Never watched an English dub.
20.
Where do I even begin with this game? I guess I would like to first iterate that I'm a fan of the Sengoku era of Japan, playing games such as Samurai Warriors, Sengoku Basara, Way of the Samurai, even ones that aren't entirely historical, big air quotes on historical, but are just kind of set in the era, like Pokemon Conquest, Onimusha, Nero, Sekiro. I really like ninja and samurai. They're cool as hell. Ghost of Tsushima is cool, but that isn't set in the Sengoku era. It's 200 years earlier. This video is going to be filled with spoilers, and if that upsets you, turn it off now. Why'd he scream like a woman? In theory, I should like Assassin's Creed Shadows, right? You'd think so. I'd think so. I don't, though. One might say, oh, you just don't like female protagonists, but that's not the case at all. Spoilers. I think Naue is a boring character. If they kept her revenge plot the whole entire time, I might have liked her more, but she, kind of air quotes on this, devolves into more of a goody two-shoes kind of character, despite murdering hundreds of people, because of the whole Assassin's Creed thing. Her whole backstory is finding out what happened to the Creed in Japan, and it rounds out to nothing. You discover little, and they leave it on a cliffhanger, which just kind of, fuck, dude, like, why? She plays the best out of the two, though. You might think, oh, you don't want to play as Yasuke. Listen here, I don't have anything against Yasuke. I just wish he wasn't an afterthought in the main story. His arc doesn't really start till the third act of the game, and then it just ends. I like Yasuke in Neo. He was pretty cool in Samurai Warriors. They turned him into a girl in Sengoku Bushoki. I didn't play that one. It was Japanese only, and it's also a card game. It's just boring to play, and a boring character. Both characters are boring, so it's not just him. Let me tell you how boring he is to play, okay? He cannot climb well in a game that has a lot of vertical moving parts. Typical Ubisoft towers. He quite literally cannot climb the ones without ladders. Naue, on the other hand, is more mobile and has a grappling hook because the game was made for you to play as her. When you play as her, you don't feel like you're moving a stick in mud. Combat for him should be more fun, but it's not. It's the exact same. He just has more health and can deal out damage faster. Even still, on harder difficulties, the enemies can be sponges unless you abuse the vulnerability mechanic. Enemies come in like 4 varieties. The sword guy, the spear guy, the big guy, and the ninja type guys. Each of them have a move set of like 3 or 4 attack strings. Sans the big guy, red unblockables, blue flurries, and regular attacks. Maybe there's another, but I forget. I typically do the side content. Lots and lots of that in this game, so I ended up buying the skill that lets me parry unblockables, and the combat, while easy, became entirely brain dead. The combat isn't bad, it's just not great. It's serviceable, but it hasn't really evolved since I remember it back in the Egypt one. If you like the combat in that one, you'll probably like it here. I don't. I don't think the RPG mechanics add anything but unnecessary bloat. Speaking of bloat, we've got Ubisoft towers. That's to be expected at this point. It's not just that though. Almost every single collectible feels like bloat. You want to do some meditation stuff? What does it give you? A single knowledge point to rank up your skills, but you need 40 of them to rank up your skills. Wow, cool. What about the kata that Yasuke does? Also a knowledge point. How about you just cut that all in half and let the kata give you a new move for your sword, or I don't know, something. Horseback archery is funny because that's a minigame. I never once used archery on the horse outside of said minigame. The rewards aren't even good. A new horse? What does a new horse do? The same thing the old one did, because the horse has no stats. So it's like padding for the sake of padding. I did nearly all of them. The castles were cool, till I did like 10 of them. The shrines were cool, until I did like 3. They're not fun. They started out fun, then they weren't. Exploration isn't even worth it, because at best you'll probably find purple gear, but you get gold gear from side quests. There's only one side quest that really stood out to me, and it's the, spoilers, yokai hunt, where none of them are actually yokai. Till you finish the quest, and then it turns out one of them really existed.
私に恐れを抱いてきたものです。なのに、あなた様と来たら。あの時助けた女子か。
覚えておいででしたか。
あの男に一体何をした？
物語をお聞かせしたのですよ。
それを信じたゆえ、恐れのあまりお亡くなりになりましたが、次はあなた様にございます。
あの男は間違っておったか。もののけはおる。
I didn't care much for the allies' side quests either. They weren't particularly engaging. The thief with the heart of gold, the assassin inspired by another assassin. You can do better than that. While their quests aren't very interesting, and their character isn't either, their skills can come in handy once in a while. From forcing your enemies to fall asleep, to free insta-kills. There are 6 allies, so having more options doesn't hurt the game, so it's not really bad. Stealth itself isn't bad, but I do wish it got expanded upon. There's a visibility meter that increases or decreases whether you're in light or not, and whether you're obscured by grass. That's mostly where it ends. They make it sound like sound matters, and when you trip over stuff, the enemies should hear it, but I rarely had them react to it on expert. The only time where it seemed to matter was inside the castle towers, and they have hidden trap floors that squeak. So if Ubisoft is still around in the next decade or so, I do hope they can improve the stealth more. They're the guys behind Splinter Cell. I shouldn't feel like Chaos Theory is still the peak of their stealth games. It's 20 years old this year. I had an entire segment here about the horse riding and how it was horrifically broken. Like the horse was magnetized to every object but the road. How just bumping into something would send you veering in another direction. They patched it, and I think it was to remove the magnetization. It's better now, so props to the team for getting that out before the release. There is a season pass, and thankfully from what I see, there's no purchase necessary. Thing is, if you're not interested in it, and you just want to play for the story, there's backstory stuff locked behind the weekly missions for the season pass. I don't know why they did it like that. Like, who do they think they are? Destiny? Ugh. At the end of all this, you might wonder, why play a game I dislike so much? And that's a good question. I play games I dislike because I want to find the silver lining in them. What inside of it were the devs really passionate about? Because there's always some kind of spark. It's art direction. It's always art direction in Assassin's Creed. The setting looks good. in most cases. Even on medium, it's not a nightmare to look at. It's easy on the eyes, outside of times where it flashbangs you with really bright stuff. That's the silver lining. I think the vistas look great, and it's really cool to see the cities in the distance from way up high. What else is good? There's the hideout building. I like that. I wish it added more. Maybe they'll add more. I don't know. I like tycoon-style games and colony sims, so something like this is always nice. It lets you display your gear, you can pet some of the animals and get them as your pets for your hideout. It's good. I don't know. It's not really much to talk about there. It ran well on my toaster, so that's also good. I haven't played Monster Hunter Wilds because of that. All that's left is music then. It's fine. It's what you should expect from a period piece, outside of the out-of-place trap beat. I don't know. I'm done talking about this. If you're a fan of the franchise, don't let my opinion sway you. If you like the game, continue to do so. Life's too short to be as miserable as I am. I kind of enjoy being this miserable. Alright, see ya.